I'm Lauren. I was born and raised right outside of Chicago, and I was lucky enough to land in Youngstown. I've been telling stories since I was in high school, and I want to continue doing that right here.
My name is Mike Case, and I love this area. I grew up here, I went to school here, and I work here. Always have. Lauren and I both know there are so many good stories to tell and so many good people that deserve the spotlight. And this program allows us to do just that. Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Valley Spotlight, a special one at that.
Yeah, a very special one for Mike and myself. We have been on the air for over 6 months now, and we have had the time of our lives telling some of these great stories. And as we look back at the library of things that we've done, it's hard to choose our favorites.
Right.
We're going to do our best.
Right. A lot of shows at this time of the year do like a top 10 list so they don't have to work quite as hard on stuff they already did. And we're no different. We're going to do that, but it was hard to do. It was hard to pick some of our favorites.
It was. And for me, the whole concept of this show is doing what you love to do and doing it for yourself. And that's what we've done. And the stories that sort of remind me of that element of what we do in our lives, I have a lot of respect for. So one of my favorite stories this year has got to be Star Supply. Sometimes when you're told no by friends or family, you figure out a way, and then it all comes back together full circle. So this one is for Richard Rosenthal and the entire team at Star Supply. What you guys have done there, really amazing. So let's take one look at that one more time. Star Supply is one of those businesses that is hard to miss. With its iconic green exterior and bright yellow signs, you can almost feel the eclectic product line and the sense of humor before you even walk through the door.
Basically, we're an unusual store, and we have unusual goods as well as usual goods that have real meaning and real need.
Upon entry, it's hard to know where to look first. Every shelf is packed with useful items that ended up in the unuseful category for larger companies. The overstocked items find new meaning on these shelves thanks to Richard Rosenthal.
We don't sell a lot of fluff and psychological needs. It's people doing repairs or inventive people, creative people. We do business probably within 50 to 100 miles. People travel to see these goods and buy them. And we've been doing it for 50 years. We started in 1968.
You see, Richard knows a thing or two about what it means to be useful. Many decades ago, his father made the decision that he didn't have a use in their family business. But
it had nothing to do with business. It was he was kind of old world. He didn't appreciate my abilities and my handsomeness, and and I must say, it was a couple years of struggle there, family struggle, when I came here on my own, which I'm really pleased and proud of and happy about. But we became really good friends, and we were until he passed maybe 15 years later.
In 1968, with the support from other family members and his mentor, Bill Clark, Richard decided to define what useful would mean for him. With a will to succeed and a witty sense of humor, Richard opened Star Supply, a place where so many things and people have use and value. Take Tracy Segretti, for example.
Probably 20 years. So, yeah, I used to come in just one day a week. Now I work here all the time, so whenever we need signs, I'm here, yeah.
She leaves her mark, or her marker, so to speak, in a way that has helped display that same sense of witty usefulness that Richard built his business around. Thousands of signs, thousands of jokes. Some are good enough to steal.
But it might be funny, and if it made them laugh, they might say, oh, I'll take that. And just the novelty of something that was done by hand.
Richard remembers the first sign he took a chance on. He also remembers the customer reaction.
I remember standing there at the counter, watching this person walking down the aisle, looking at the stuff, and reads it, walks on, and then got hysterical, a few feet away, came back and looked at it and read it again, and that's the day it changed that I would make up funny signs. So I remember that clearly.
Richard comes up with the content, and Tracy executes the art. It's a match made for the stars at Star Supply.
I think the whole store has a tone, and I'm glad to participate in it because, we have fun here, so, the customers enjoy themselves. It's all good.
And if you're wondering where Star Supply is, easy to find right there on Mahoning Avenue just before you get to downtown Youngstown. Mike, it's something you can't miss, and now it's something that I will never see the same. You know, it's just such a great story, such wonderful people.
There are places you kind of know what it's going to look like when you go inside. This is not one of those places.
No, it's not.
Like, I had no idea what I was going to see when I went inside that building, but it was really cool.
And the signage just makes it so. That's the reason why it's one of my favorite stories. Hope you're okay with it.
I loved it. I loved it.
Thank you.
All right, a lot of people do pork and sauerkraut on New Year's Day for good luck, but not everybody's good at making that. Well, we've got something for you.
Yes, we do. Mark Canzonetta makes it very simple, and we've got some great beer that pairs along with this recipe. You're going to be wowed, so stay with us.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. Are you thinking of selling your home but you're not sure which agent to hire? Go to kellysoldit.com and check out Kelly Warren's guarantee to sell your home or she will buy it. Go to kellysoldit.com and get your home sold.
Bistro 1907 is a classic yet unique American bistro. This space lets us immerse ourselves in history. The dishes are inspired by our past, but have a modern twist. Bistro 1907 by Mark Canzonetta is unlike any place else. Find out why. I'm Mark Canzonetta, and I welcome you to Bistro 1907.
It has been a great year, and we are excited about 2019.
God, 2018 was such a great year. So many blessings.
I know.
Looking so forward to 2019. Just looking, it's going to be a great year.
Well, Mark and I have been friends for many, many years, but we also had the opportunity to make some new friends this year. This
Welcome
is
to
Adam
the show, brother.
Keck,
Thanks, guys. Glad to be
from
here.
Modern Methods Brewery. For those of you who joined our show early on, as we started, Adam was one of our first stories. Not only is he a tremendous guy, but the beer, right? If you're using his beer, I'm sorry.
Plus,
it's
he's from
good
my
beer.
hometown, Warren, Ohio.
Nothing
so
wrong
it makes
with
it
that.
even better. And he's doing a lot to revitalize the downtown.
Yes, he is.
Young kid going in and investing all that he invested in downtown Warren. I think that's great. So I think we're going to do what's great for New Year's Day.
Yes, comfort food and good luck food.
Exactly. So good luck food. So we have our induction burner. We're going to start sauteing. We have some pork. We're going to season it. And you can use shoulder. You can use loin. You can use tenderloin.
Adam, you didn't know you were going to learn things
Yeah.
on Mally's Spotlight, right?
So we're going to get this and we're going to put it in the pan and we're going to get a sear on it.
It's nice.
And then we're going to add some kielbasa because I love the way the kielbasa, that extra fat from the kielbasa, goes in with the kraut because it just makes for such a great flavor. Okay, so we're going to add some onion, some slivered red onion. We're going to add some apples, and of course Molnar Farms has the best apples. We're going to add those apples into the mix. I like to add a sachet of thyme and fresh bay leaf. We're going to put some kraut. Now, one thing you want to do with your kraut, because of all the salt that's in there, you want to drain it a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, and you actually want to.
You got a lot of salt going on in there.
You got a lot of salt with
All right.
the kielbasa, so you don't want that extra sodium. So you're going to put the kraut in there.
Drain the kraut, Adam.
Absolutely.
Drain the kraut.
So, and I like to put a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit more sweetness with the apples to go. But I'll tell you what, one thing I have to have with my pork and kraut is I have to have a good beer to go inside of it. It just brings everything together. So what do you have for us today?
So we brought our Seven Frogs local pale ale. Cooking with IPAs or hop beers is sometimes a little tricky because you can get a lot of that bitterness in the end. But
Right.
this is all late hop, so you just get those fresh hop flavors and aromas. So
Plus, I think with the apples and the brown sugar and all those rich, unctuous flavors from the pork and the kielbasa, I think it's going to go perfectly.
sounds good. And if
Happy
you can't beat
New
the hops,
Year.
are actually from Mecca, Ohio. We
great.
picked them. So.
Awesome.
Happy New Year, you
How much
guys.
are we in here?
I was going to say, you tell them.
Oh, keep going. We're going to make it happy. I would say about 2 cups.
2 cups. Tell me
This is an
when.
estimate right now.
That looks great.
All right.
So we're going to bring this to a boil, and then what we're going to do is, Lauren, we're going to do a little new cooking.
A new cooking for
A
the
new
new
way
year.
of cooking,
A new way
but
of
old cooking.
All
We're
right.
going to pressure cook this in one of these new wave pressure cookers.
All right, we'll
so
take a break.
it's called the Instapot. Instead of it taking 2.5 hours in your oven, it's going to take 35 minutes.
You know who loves it? Ron Flaviano, our videographer.
And my wife, Melissa
I know,
Canzonetta.
she couldn't
And
wait
my
to. Really? Oh my gosh, I got to get on this bandwagon, you guys. All right, we'll be right back, okay?
No hot water? Call A to Z Dependable Services. Our fully stocked rapid response water heater specialist will get you back in hot water in no time. A to Z is the only call you need to make. Only A to Z.com.
Gentile Facial Plastic and Aesthetic Laser Center leads the way in using technology to improve the way you look and feel. Dr. Gentile is excited to offer a new effective procedure, Profound, the non-invasive facelift. Call us today. All right, the magic, the new way of
35
cooking, you
minutes.
guys.
Is that unbelievable or what?
It really is. Should I do the honors? Is
do
that
the
okay?
honors. I was dying to smell it.
Let's see here. Oh gosh, Ron made fun of me. Could I handle this? And I can. See, Ron?
And it has a handy little stand out here.
It does.
So 35 minutes later, we have
That's
pork,
it.
kielbasa, and kraut finished to perfection. Adam, what do you think that beer's going to do inside there?
I mean, you get those fresh hop flavors, a little herbal, little citrusy. Let's taste it in the glass.
Yeah, let's taste it in the glass.
And then
Lauren, you want to put some? Because some people like, on New Year's Day, they like mashed potatoes with it. But
Okay.
you can also make a grinder sandwich out of it. And I've actually taken some of that beautiful slaw and made it into my Reubens, because I love serving Reubens, because I don't know about you guys, but on January 1st, I love watching college football.
Yes. And anything comfort food, easy to eat. Obviously, Mark's not going to hire me here at Bistro 1907 anytime soon.
That's perfect. That's
Is that
perfect.
good?
I think that's great. You want to taste it?
I was going to say, I brought some plates over here, and I can keep going. You want me to
Well,
keep
here,
going?
why don't you make a grinder?
Okay. Very nice. You guys.
Pork is nice and tender. It's cooked down. You know, that 35 minutes versus 2.5 hours. When you're usually using a tougher cut of meat, like a pork shoulder or from the butt or the ham, it takes a little bit longer to cook because you have to break down those connective tissues.
That is really,
Does that look fantastic or
really
what?
beautiful. What do you think, Adam?
Looks great.
It smells like home.
What are you gonna eat?
I think I'm going to do the small, tiny little
You're
Reuben.
gonna do a
But
Reuben?
first, you guys,
Here's a great cheers to 2019.
2019.
I'm so
Cheers.
proud of both of you. Two very new business owners around here, and I am just, cheers to you guys.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you so
nice
much for
stuff.
having
And
us, Lauren. So what are your hours down there at Modern Methods?
So we are open Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursdays 4 to 10. Fridays 2 to 11. Saturdays noon to 11, and then we just added Sunday.
Sunday, so I can come
watch
see you after
football,
work.
hang
Yeah.
out. Absolutely. So that's 12 to 7 on Sundays.
Well, here's a plate.
I was
Dig
gonna
in.
say, grab
Absolutely.
a sandwich,
I'm gonna taste
you
the
guys.
kraut because I am dying to taste it because I love the way that
I am
tastes.
too. I am too.
You get the sweetness, you get the sugar, you get the acid from the beer, you get the rich fat from the kielbasa and the pork.
I think this beer is going to make it. You guys, this is wonderful.
Great job on this beer, man. This rocks.
Thank you.
All right, here's
Happy
to a
New
great
Year.
2019.
That's a tricky thing, because if you don't do pork correctly,
You can really mess it up.
A, you could die on the one end, and then the other end is just awful, and you feel like you're chewing forever.
But the Instapot makes it so easy. And of course, Adam Keck from Modern Methods Brewery. That was also one of our favorite stories. But we've only got a half an hour until we
Right.
get into the new year, and then we're going to make it a little bit longer.
Right. We'll come up with some. The next one. One of our favorite stories this year, and one of the most popular, is the story about Body Goodies. Not just about the lady that makes the products, but the products themselves and the story behind the whole thing. Someone that took care of themselves, took care of their daughter, and took care of the public.
I just drove myself to the hospital, which was only about 5 minutes away at the time, and then I collapsed.
15 years ago, this was Heidi Goldberg, 100 pounds heavier, laying in the emergency room doorway in a state of anaphylactic shock.
And they said, what's her BP? And someone rattled it off, and I heard someone else say, that's impossible, she'd be dead, and someone else said she is.
Not dead, but almost. Overweight and on too many medications to count.
They said I was pre-diabetic, I had severe asthma. I was in the hospital every couple of weeks with just asthma alone. So I was on steroids, and I was just constantly getting unhealthier. And I felt like crap every day.
After she was released, Heidi started to do something about it.
I was just on this mission to live because I was a mom. And I wanted to be, that's all I wanted to be in life. I just wanted to be a mom.
New eating habits, only natural foods, and because she was scared about what she was allergic to, she started to make her own soap. Her friends and family loved it, and Body Goodies was born. By accident. Her sister secretly got her an Etsy account, and then the secret was out.
It started growing faster than anybody expected, just online, I think because I had the credibility of being an esthetician in skincare.
Soon her products were in several Whole Foods markets. And when the local news came to visit, what seemed like a good thing, more local customers, was not. You see, it takes a month for soap to cure, so when you have to wait, you have no income.
So I moved in here and the sales here got so big that I quit selling wholesale altogether, and in the process I lost my house and lost some things. I lived without electric for 9 months, but we couldn't cook, we couldn't have anything in the fridge. We lived in the house with no utilities for a really long time.
And finally, the breaking point.
Didn't know what I was gonna do, didn't know how to get out of the situation. And I'm sitting there and I start crying, and my little girl comes out and she just sits right next to me and she was like, "Mom, it's okay. We can live in the car as long as we take Parker and Nina, our dogs." She was like, "You just can't stop doing what you're doing." I went in the house and it was like this, you know, energy just jumped inside me. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this for her, because look at her strength, look at her. She's willing to suffer through this to help people too.
With 7-year-old Maddie by her side, Heidi kept going. And thanks to customer support, the business started to flourish.
It was purely customers and credibility. They would just come in knowing it was rough and buy more than they needed, throw us, you know, some extra money as a gift and say, just keep the lights on.
And the community could not be more thankful.
Some people come in and hug me and cry. I never thought, you know, this could heal. I never thought I could be like this. My hands aren't cracked anymore. My eczema's gone. My baby's not crying and scratching. I mean, we just hear so much awesome feedback. It's amazing. It humbles me all the time.
There's still stress, there's still pressure, but Heidi Goldberg has made it. And she's making it herself every day.
Nobody here makes anything. It's me. I still do all of it. Everything you see in the shop is made with these. I'm so happy. I think that if I didn't love what I do, I would have exited a while ago. What makes me happy is helping people.
And here's the latest from Body Goodies. First of all, their 10-year anniversary bar has been a huge hit, and their Small Business Saturday was the biggest that they ever did. I mean, they almost couldn't keep up.
I love hearing that.
Is that wonderful?
I mean, it's a good story from start to finish, and the fact that, you know, she shares it with you.
It was really cool.
It was good.
It was really cool.
It's really great.
Maybe more locations in the future. That's all I'm saying.
Fingers crossed.
All right, when we come back,
we are going to make some New Year's resolutions for people that are selling their homes. It all starts right now. You know, you might be putting up the Christmas tree and thinking, this is the last time I'm going to put this Christmas tree in this spot because I'm moving next year. But all of those things, all that planning needs to start now. Kelly Warren takes us through some of those tips, and she does such a good job.
Stick around.
Hey, you guys get your seat sponsorship yet for the Robins?
Absolutely.
Yeah. These guys got theirs. Go to robinstheater.com and get yours.
Be a part of the Downtown Warren revitalization. Sponsor your seat today at robinstheater.com.
You want to feel as good as you want to look. You don't just want what's stylish. At the end of the day, you want to be in style but be comfortable too, and a good fit goes a long way to do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Four Seasons.
Don't miss Broadway's Tony Award-winning Best Musical, Jersey Boys, the behind-the-scenes story of Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, coming to Powers Auditorium April 22nd and 23rd, 2019. Tickets are on sale now at youngstownsymphony.com.
All right, Kelly Warren from Kelly Warren and Associates. People are making New Year's resolutions, Kel, aren't they?
They are, and I know it for a fact because last year as a consumer we did this ourselves.
So you went through the thought process of what last year? Because this, the mindset that you just described to me is really where a lot of people probably literally are right now.
We get so many New Year's buyers and sellers, you know, hey, I'm not ready today, but in May I'm going to buy and sell, or in the summer, or whatever your plan is. So I know last year when we were taking down our Christmas tree, I said to Jim, this is the last time this tree's going up in this spot. lot. So our New Year's resolution was we're going to buy and sell this year. And from that being last December, we looked all summer, we closed in October, we just moved. So
right, and it does take sometimes that long to go through the process. So as people, they're going to be in their kitchens, they're going to be around their families. They're probably, talking about what's to come. So as a real estate agent, as the real estate agent, I do say so myself.
Well, thanks.
You are, advising people to start thinking about how it's going to be segmented out, right?
Right. So right now, first define your goals. What are you looking for? Where are you looking? When? Make a timeline. Get pre-approved. You need to know how much you can buy for. And then, of course, you want to give us a call and have us come into the house to let you know what it's worth, so that if you're selling this house for X amount of dollars, you can buy this one for X amount of dollars.
That is good to know, because people tend to fall in love with places like this, and they're like, "Oh, you mean I have to come up with $100,000 or something along those lines?"
You need to know what your down payment is. What equity you're pulling out of the other house, so that you can make your plan and make it all work.
And then you can have everything you've ever wanted and more. With you and your entire team, give everybody at home the information that they need to reach out to a lady who I could listen to you talk all day, honest to goodness. So.
If buying or selling a home is in your New Year's resolutions, the first step is to give us a call at 330-717-2689 or online at kellysoldit.com.
Hey, cheers.
Thank you.
This is kind of like our celebration of champagne. Just kidding. It's water.
All right, that brings us to our New Year's resolutions.
Thank you, Kelly, for making that easier for us. But Michael, I know you always have good ones.
I am going to get on Instagram with the help of you guys here. I know, I might do it.
Are you kidding me?
What's yours?
The rest of our team is hearing this too for the first time. This is a big moment. He didn't even want to do Facebook. I had to secretly sign him up on Facebook.
That's true.
That's how that happened.
Now look at me.
Facebook and everywhere.
What's yours, other than being nice to the staff? What else?
Yeah, a little bit nicer over here would be good. I need to start taking better care of myself.
All right, that's a good one. That's a lot of people.
I need to work out a little bit more, and I know a lot of people say they're going to eat less. I probably need to eat a little bit more these days.
Some milkshakes in the new year.
Yeah, some Ensure shakes. You can send them right to the office.
That'll be fun. All right, what's next in this best of episode?
Oh, this is one of my favorites. The reason that we love to work with communities around here is because we like to see the community effort. And there's a huge revitalization effort happening in Sharon. We've got Lulu Beans Cafe. We have, a lot of art. We have the Hope Cat group out there who does beautiful pottery and great work, and this story is one of my favorites, so take a look at this. If you drive through downtown Sharon, it's hard to miss, and that's the point.
When we first heard about it, we were excited, and we were trying to literally throw in our ideas on where we thought was the best place to put it, where it was going to be the highest visibility.
This mural goes far beyond just being something nice to look at. This mural represents hope, and the Hope Center was the catalyst. This incredible organization is one of 10 in the world that operates with the mentality that creativity fuels enterprise.
The story behind it started with a person calling me from the Park Inn, TJ Walk, and said, hey, we have an opportunity to volunteer, and if we volunteer with your organization, we have an opportunity to win potentially this world-famous mural artist who will come to our community and put a mural in collaboration with the community.
The process took a team of young people, a famous artist, Joel Bergner, and a community that believes in the power of art and culture.
Our kids came together with this mural artist and in 4 hours came up with the whole concept, the history, where we've been, our future, where we're going, an adventurer looking through a kaleidoscope to the future.
And so the painting began. In a matter of days, the mural was complete.
It starts with the Winter family, and they gave us access to a lift and some of their guys to help operate the lift. We had Jim Landino, Jen, they gave us a sprayer and a guy and allowed us to get everything primed, as well as Jamestown Coating Technologies donated all the primer, Warren Glass and Paint. I mean, all these companies came together, and then a bunch of local artists that volunteered their time, about a dozen, to come in and help paint the wall. And it happened in 6 days.
Jen Krasowski was one of the many local artists who helped paint the mural. Her appreciation for this kind of project fueled her and her fiancé, Jim Landino, to keep the artistic momentum going in a big way. It's this kind of vision that transitioned into reality, this time in the form of Lulu Beans Cafe.
Lulu Beans, I am so glad they're here. I knew that building as an old office building, the Petrini building, and it was an old office. And then Jim bought the building and said, I'm going to turn it into a cafe. And then Jen pulled in her visual art side, and collaboratively between the two of them and their whole vision, they've brought something to this community. There's no other restaurant like it around here. Nobody else looks like it, nobody has the flavors, the food.
The cafe is an eclectic mix of design elements, and the menu is a work of art itself. Colorful, fresh, healthy, and creative dishes, Lulu Beans is redefining what good food is while also redefining the downtown Sharon skyline. This cappuccino cup, 10 feet wide and 7 feet tall, will be attached to the roof of the cafe.
We have an interesting lens to Sharon. We live in Sharon. Our front yard is downtown Sharon. It really puts us in a very unique and different position. So when we ride around and we go to places, well, we say, okay, so what does it look like? I mean, what makes us want to get out of our car? You know, the challenge in Sharon isn't that there's no vehicles and people. The challenge is nobody comes to Sharon and gets out of their car enough. I mean, that's not that it's not happening, but the businesses that are doing well in Sharon are the ones who actually have a draw. They created a desire. Okay, this is a destination. You know, so when you look at Sharon right now, so the coffee shop, what we're doing here, putting this up on the roof. I mean, I'm going to be very honest. I have said, if I'm a 4-year-old, I want to yell to my mom on Saturday morning, I want to go downtown Sharon and see the big coffee cup with the polka dots. That's what I would be seeing a 4-year-old or a 6-year-old. You want that energy. Mom, take me. Come on, let's go downtown. I want to see that again. You know, it's lit up today. It's this, it's that. You know, so get these people to feel like there's something, you know, really that's a draw to them.
With each stroke of the brush, each business taking initiative to become a destination, each person using their gifts, the city of Sharon is on its way to becoming exactly what the Hope students envisioned, even if it once seemed like it was impossible.
The challenge is to see what's not there. See beyond what you see what's possible.
And the revitalization efforts in Sharon, they are continuing. A lot of different restaurants, some different shops, things like that. But it all, of course, hinges on some of the great artistic, open, creative minds that live there. And I'd want to say thank you to our friends from HopeCat for making me this mug and signing it for me. Mike, you know I like a good mug.
Right, and a good autograph.
Yes, I do.
Good job.
So
there are so many talented people over there.
Yeah, there really are.
With some great ideas. I hope they just keep on going.
Me too,
It's really awesome. All right, that's it for this episode. And then usually the episodes kind of go back to back. Not this time.
Nope.
We have another best of episode coming up next week, so make sure you tune in next week at 4 o'clock.
And make sure you all log on to valleyspotlight.com and all of our social media, and eventually next year, Instagram for this one.
We'll see how it goes. Everybody else's New Year's resolution drops out after 2 weeks.
You can't drop out of Instagram after 2 weeks. You're going to get hooked.